It's Carter Sports back, and today we about to talk about the new ruling the NCAA then laid down and what the effect it gonna have on USC. So let's go. And if you been here before, can you please hit that like, please? And if you ain't subscribed, boy, you better subscribe. Trojan family, Trojan gang, fight on forever's in the building. And today we finna talk about this new ruling that the NCAA has just put down on college football. It's breaking news. The NCAA Power 5 conferences, the NCAA gonna allow Power 5 conferences to allow schools to pay players directly. After they just now got sued, they're able to pay players directly, right? That means they don't need boosters. They don't need NIL to get these players right. So it's no more excuses. It's no more excuses for USC, folks. It just ain't. We should never get beat out for players because of money anymore. USC got buku money, right? And with the money that USC gonna be getting from the Big Ten and the money that USC this gets annually, plus NIL and boosters, we should have more money or just as much as Oregon. I mean, let's keep it real. I think USC makes hundreds of millions a year. USC get hundreds of millions a year. Now, what the Big Ten will finna pay them 70 million, right? The first year, then it's gonna end up at 100 million. So USC is finna be sitting around $200 million per year. Don't get it twisted. The school USC grosses about $100 million a year. I think I seen the stat where it said 113 million or some of that sort, right? And then the 100 million that they eventually gonna be getting from the Big Ten, they looking at somewhere around 200 million a year. Now, I made the video talking about this before, and a few of my followers said, well, Carter, the school can't pay the players, because when we was missing out on players, I was like, we need to start coming out our own pocket then. If our boosters and collective and the NIL sucks, the school need to come out of their own pocket. And somebody said, well, the NCAA don't allow that. And I said, F the NCAA. They about to lose control. And the NCAA knows that. So that's why they're saying, oh, it's okay, because the NCAA want to remain in control. The NCAA is at the point to where they conceded on the fight to stop players from getting money. They know the federal courts ain't going to allow that. So now the NCAA is trying to find a way to be a part of it. Okay, we can't stop it. How we going to benefit from it? How can we be a part of this? We don't want these conferences to break away from the NCAA. And this would have been one of the reasons they break away from the NCAA. The schools want to pay players and the NCAA don't want them to. But now that the NCAA is allowing them to pay players, we don't have no excuse. There is no excuses. We have plenty money. Now we have plenty money to give to players. USC is one of the richest universities there is out there, and nobody know exactly how much USC gets. This, I will tell you, this was an estimate, because USC is a private school. So a private school don't have to report their annual funds, right? But it's estimated at 100 million, right? And just like I said, with the Big Ten money, it ain't no excuses no more. It ain't no excuses no more. Right? The next time the transfer portal open up, when recruiting day come, December 7th, National Signing Day, it should be no more Ryan Pellams, Roderick Pleasants, and Mateos. There should be no more Oregon snatching USC players at the last minute. There should be no more, we ain't even got a chance because we ain't got the money. Should be no more of that. It's no more excuses. It's no more excuses. So if this don't boost our recruiting in high school and the transfer portal, then you know the problem is us. Then you know the problem is us, because this opened up a boatload of money. We don't have to beg and borrow now. We don't have to hope that the USC boosters open their pocketbook. We don't have to hope that no more. We don't have to hope that no more. It should be on and crack it. And Oregon should be mad. Oregon should fear this, because this shit means Oregon don't have a monopoly on California players. Because let's be real, they have a monopoly. Let's be real. We don't get the scraps, but they get the lion's share. We get a lot of quality players, star players, out the high school ranks out of California. But we don't get the majority anymore. We don't get the majority of the 4 stars. The majority of the 4 stars go to the SEC or to Oregon. That should change starting now, immediately. We should be able to hold together this recruiting class. Off this news alone, we should have a couple commitments come in the next week or two. For sure, we having this big June bash. When that June bash come and we got unlimited pocketbooks now, we should have 5 or 6 commitments. We should have the number one. We should end this year with the number 1 recruiting class, and we should never struggle again in the portal anymore. I wish the NCAA would have made this ruling before the transfer portal started. Then we really could see where USC hard at. Now we about to see, is the university that we root for, is they about money or is they about championships? Is they greedy or they not? Is they gonna do the right thing or they not? Now it is no more excuses. 0, 0, 0. Before this, it was Grinch. After Grinch, we ain't got the NIL or booster. It's over with now. It's over with. OVER. Over. We should be back on our way to prominence now. With this news, nobody should be able to out-recruit us. Nothing. I'm being honest. Because out of all these schools, we the only school now that could check every box. Tradition, we got it. History, we got it. Prestige, we got it. Academics, we got it. And location, we double got it. Ain't no better location than Los Angeles when it comes to these USC schools. When it comes to these college schools. Only place that can compare is Miami. USC and Miami should be on top. Why would you rather live in Tuscaloosa or Columbus or Eugene when you could live in LA or Miami? The players was willing to move there and go there because of the money. Right? Now that the NCAA did this, now we should be able to spend like the big dogs. Right? Now we should be able to spend and ain't no more excuses. It just ain't no more. So mark down this day on your calendar. Friday, May 24th. Mark down this day, because this should be the turning point. We should be able to do 2 times as better than we doing in recruiting in the transfer portal with this new ruling. So USC, what y'all gonna do? You ain't gonna be able to parade Lincoln Riley out there to answer the tough questions and be like, well, our NIL is still trying to get up to par. We still growing. Right? Now, what is Carol Folk and Jen Cohen, what they gonna do? And I don't want to hear no excuses about, oh, the money for sports is for all teams and we got to spread it out and we still struggling, because high school basketball players, baseball players, they not demanding 0.25% of the money that these high school football players can demand and come out of high school in the transfer portal. Like for instance, them girls that transferred to USC, you think they got paid $300,000-$400,000? Hell no. They probably transferred for free. You know what I'm saying? All them transfers that transferred to USC on the men's basketball. You think USC coughed up bread for 7 to 8 transfers, mega bread? That's another thing. How can the basketball team, which only gonna field 15 players, how can a basketball team have more transfer portal guys come in than a football team? So I don't want to hear no excuses. $1 million to the men's basketball team and $1 million to the women's basketball, that'll do the job. Them players ain't demanding that much money. They market is not like that. They market probably 50,000. Right? So the other sports, them athletes, they can't even demand that much money. They sport is not popular enough. Volleyball, softball, water polo, them dudes ain't getting no bag. They can't demand no bag. So I don't want to hear no excuses about that either. The first excuse you hear, then you know we on some bullshit. Cause this should have Lincoln Riley, Jen Cohen, Careful. This should have them smiling from ear to ear. Cause USC makes hundreds of millions a year without the Big Ten contract. Right? So there's no excuses. Now I want y'all to get in the comments and tell me how y'all feel. How y'all feel now? How y'all feel now that there's no excuses? Because I know some of y'all, to stop from going crazy, we make excuses for this program. Right? Our NIL is behind. Our boosters ain't kicking in. So we got to have conversations and games. Oh, is this player worth this much? And we ain't going to spend this much player on it. You know what I'm saying? All that should be over. All that should be over. Because people were saying, oh, don't give this guy this much money. What about we got to save money for the high school recruit class. And I get that. I understand that. But now we ain't got to do that. Now it's money saved up. You know what I'm saying? USC been making $100 million a year probably since I've been born. Right? So ain't no excuses no more. So it's finna be interesting. And it should be exciting. It should be exciting moving forward. We shouldn't have to worry about this. We shouldn't have to worry about it no more. So let's see. So until then, man, it's Carter Sports. It's Trojan City. It's USC. So let's go.